Hey, what y'all doing in my office? Why you being nosy all up in my business? Did I give you permission to enter into this private vicinity? Anyway, guys, since you're here, let me tell you what your girl is up to. As you can see, this book right here, because I know somebody's going to ask, what's that book about? This book right here is your girl cooking with Tammy's recipes. It's a ton of stuff, probably over what, maybe 200-300 pages worth of stuff that I want to share with you. However, today, what did we pull out the book? Today I'm going to share with you how I make my delicious, spicy, southern fried catfish nuggets. When I tell you this recipe is going to be everything. It is going to be absolutely delicious. Not to mention, I'm going to show you how I make my delicious secret sauce to complement it perfectly. What? It's going to be awesome. So with all of that being said, let's head on over to the kitchen and get to cooking. First recipe up on the cutting board is going to be our spicy southern fried catfish nuggets. And as you can see, we have our catfish right here. We washed it, we cleaned it really good, and we cut it up into nice nugget-sized pieces. We have our cornmeal, not to mention our all-purpose flour. And for our seasonings, that's going to make it taste really good and pop in your mouth with flavor. We have our ground black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, of course, cayenne pepper, our Creole seasoning, and of course, you can't have the catfish without the lemon. So we have our lemon pepper seasoning, chili powder, and we're going to need some accent because we want to enhance those flavors, all right? And let's see, last but not least, we have our hot sauce. Yes, we do. So with all of that being said, it's time to get to cooking. To start off, we have our catfish right here. And as I mentioned earlier, washed and cleaned. How did you wash it, Tammy? I washed it off in some cold water along with some salt. And of course, fish is really delicate, so you want to be gentle with the fish. We need to get rid of that excess water. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper towel and just gently tap on it, just like that, to get all of that excess water out of there, because we don't need it, because guess what? We're going to be frying these bad boys up. And if you have that water in there, what's going to happen is you're not going to get that perfect crispy texture going on. Go right down the center with the kitchen shears, just like this. Cut it in half. How's you going to get nuggets if you don't cut it in half, right? Just like that. Perfect. Place that piece right there. And of course, sizing is totally up to you. You want, chunky size nuggets, you're going to cut it a little bigger. You want smaller size nuggets, of course, you're going to cut it smaller. And we're going to cut it one more time, just like that. I find it much easier to use the kitchen shears versus using a knife. However, do what works best for you. Just like that. And guess what? We're done. We're going to hit it off with some hot sauce. Of course, use your favorite brand of hot sauce, whether it be Red Hots or whatever you prefer. Do your thing, do your thing. Add as much as you want. And let me tell you this much. The hot sauce is not going to make it spicy, but it is definitely going to give it a nice flavor, which is great. You're not going to get that spice until you start adding the dry ingredients, as far as the cayenne pepper, the chili powder, and all that stuff. So you control the spice element when it comes to the dry seasonings. But as I mentioned, the hot sauce is just going to make it taste really good. It's going to give it that pop of flavor. Mix it all up really, really good. Make sure every piece is well coated. And so far, we're looking good. We're in business right about now, right? Don't you agree? I know you do. Alrighty. This is perfect. Everything is well coated, moving right along. To make the perfect spicy fish fry batter, what we're going to need is we're going to need some all-purpose flour added to our cornmeal, as well as our ground black pepper, our garlic powder, onion powder, of course, paprika, chili powder, cayenne pepper, lemon pepper, yes, our lemon pepper seasoning, as well as our Creole seasoning, and our accent. All right, gonna enhance those flavors. Gonna make your taste buds really happy. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our time. We're gonna mix it in really, really good. get it all well combined, because we don't want our fish, or should I say, we don't want one part of our fish to be like nice and seasoned and the other part to be bland and just tasting like not good at all. So we're going to take our time. We're going to mix it in there really good. And of course, you probably sneeze once or twice, because you're dealing with what? You're dealing with the chili powder, and you're also dealing with the cayenne, and from time to time, not to mention the black pepper, and from time to time it would make you sneeze. So that's all right. As long as you don't sneeze over the food, you're good to go. And we're going to mix it in there really, really good. Get the seasoned flour popping. No store-bought seasoned flour is going to have anything on this seasoned flour right here. Now that our flour is well combined with our seasonings, and here's the thing, as you can see, the flour has a different color, and that's what we want. We don't want to see any traces of white in our mix. If you see any traces of white, what does that mean? It means that you didn't combine it properly. So you need to take an additional 1 to 2 minutes to get that done properly. Everything is perfect. All right, we're gonna take our catfish nuggets and we're gonna place it into the flour mixture. We're gonna pat it on, boom, boom, just like that. Once we're done, we're gonna allow it to sit out for just a bit. And we're gonna repeat the same process over and over again. Simple, simple, easy does it, right? Don't click off the video just yet, because I know you're probably like, oh, the next stage is to fry it on up. Yeah, that's good and all, but don't click off just yet. And it's the reason why I'm telling you that. So if you don't want to listen, it's on you. Don't tell me that your fish didn't come out crispy. I'm gonna season these bad boys up, and we're gonna come right back. All right, we're done with battering our fish, but as you can see, it kind of looked like we didn't really batter it, right? And if you fry it at this point, it's not gonna give you that nice crispy texture. So why is that happening? Because of course we have some moisture that's still within the fish, and it literally tends to pull in the dry mixture, if that makes sense. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're gonna place it back into the batter, or should I say fish fry, just like that. And we're gonna coat it one more time. Allow it to sit out for about maybe 30 seconds, because this process is really quick. If the coating, the dry coating, is not enough, it's going to let you know, like literally in 30 seconds to a minute. You're going to see the difference. This is what we're going for right here versus this. This is going to give you nice and crispy. This is going to give you juicy and maybe tender. So it's totally up to you. That's why I said earlier not to click off, because I wanted to explain that part as well. Just going to redo it one more time, and we should be good to go. Looking good, guys, looking good. We're done. On to frying these bad boys up. Yes, we're gonna fry it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so make sure that oil is nice and hot and ready to go. Time for us to test our oil. Now here's the thing, if you don't have one of these gadgets right here, what we gonna do? We're gonna test our oil the old-fashioned way. We're gonna sprinkle a little flour in there, and as you can see, that bubble action taking place. What does that mean? It means it's time to fry these bad boys up, because it's nice and hot. So with all of that being said and done, place your well-coated catfish nuggets into the hot oil. Give it enough space to do what it do, because you don't want to overcrowd that pan, because you want to keep that nice 350 degree Fahrenheit temperature going. And that's about it. We're going to allow it to cook through, all the way through, until it's totally done. We're still going to continuously check, peek at it a little bit to see whether or not if it's cooked all the way through. So simple, so easy. It has been about 5 to 6 minutes so far. You can't tell me these catfish nuggets are not fried perfectly. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our slotted spoon, aka a strainer spoon. We're going to allow that excess oil. We're going to allow that excess oil to drain off, and we are going to place it right here onto our cooling rack. Why are you placing it on the cooling rack? Because we want that excess oil to drain off, because we want our spicy catfish nuggets to remain nice and what? Crispy. Yes, we do. We want it to remain nice and crispy. So we want that excess oil to just basically get out of here. We don't need it. Unfortunately, if you do the paper bag thing, what's going to happen is, because it's laying flat against the surface, it's going to be literally draining, yes, but it's going to be sitting, the fish is going to be sitting in that oil, so the top layer may be crispy, but under it is not going to be as crispy. So you're going to have that uneven texture going on. Anyway, we're about to fry up the second batch, and we're about to take it from there. Bring that oil back up to temperature, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to place our second batch in there just like that. Once again, we're not going to overcrowd the pan, even though we're deep frying it. The reason why we're not overcrowding that pan is because we want to keep that heat flow rolling. We want to keep that consistency of 350 degrees Fahrenheit rocking. Now, if you overcrowd the pan, what's going to happen is your fish is going to steam in the oil, and once again, it's not going to be crispy. Down to our final batch. Let's see what we are working with. Once again, perfect. Shake it on off and place it onto our cooling rack. And we are almost finished. But you finished frying the fish. What you mean we almost finished? Guess what? We got to make a dipping sauce that's going to complement these spicy southern fried catfish nuggets. Of course we do. We can't eat it like that. Of course, we could add some hot sauce to it, but it wouldn't be cooking with Tammy certified if we don't make a delicious dipping sauce to complement these delicious nuggets. It's only right. So continue watching. I'm going to show you how to put that sauce together in 2.5 seconds. To jazz our buttermilk ranch sauce up, we're going to add our smoked paprika, our ground black pepper, as well as our chili powder, cayenne pepper, and garlic powder. Yes, we are going to add it in there, and we're going to mix it up really good. Make sure everything is well combined. I don't care if it takes you 5 minutes to mix this bad boy up. We got to mix it until it's well combined, because we want our sauce to be what? Nice and saucy. To jazz this sauce up a bit, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of honey, not too much, because we don't want that sweet sauce. We just want, we want to have the perfect balance. Mix it in there really good, because we're dealing with honey, and as we all know, honey is very sticky. And we're going to hit it off with just a little bit of parsley. Parsley is going to definitely give it that pop of color. We're going to mix it on up once more. We're going to hit it off with just a little bit of paprika. Give that, nice little color contrast. And we are done. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's taste test time. Yes, it is. So I am going to taste it. I know you guys can hear that crunch. I know you can. And let me tell you this much. Even though the outer coating is nice and crispy, the meat is so juicy and tender. And that's what we were going for. That is definitely what we were going for. OMG. Absolutely delicious. Not to mention our saucy sauce. Oh my goodness. Where do I start? The creaminess of the sauce, but yet you have that little hint of heat. And as you know, we added the honey, so it builds that perfect contrast of flavors. I mean, the only thing I could say is give this recipe a try. It's an absolute banger. And with all of that being said, guys, I will catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.